Hello and welcome to another episode of Love My Poland. I've just come back from a class this morning at a local company here in Częstochowa, and I asked a few of my students, what do you think about the channel? Are things going well? Are you enjoying the episodes? And they said, yes, absolutely, we love them, make more, but you really ought to think about talking about some things you don't love about Poland. You know, just because the channel is called Love My Poland doesn't mean you can't talk about things you don't love. And at first I was really hesitant. I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down in this video, people are going to hate it, and maybe I shouldn't do that. But he said, don't worry about it, just do it anyway. Talk about some things you don't like, or maybe some things you wish could be different about the country. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I have 5 things today that I'd like to share with you that drive me crazy when it comes to living in Poland. So let's begin. The first thing is that Polish people tend to be late. You know, kind of comparing that to America, I remember when I would go on job interviews or if I had to be at a university lecture, my goodness, even being 5 minutes before that time was already iffy. But in Poland, we have the polar opposite. To give you a good example, we have a rapidly growing language school in Częstochowa called Base English School. And I personally see over 300 students per week. And I would easily say that more than half of those students come to my classes late. The majority of them are late to class. You know, it's their right to do that, and they do apologize for being late. They say next week it'll be better. But after all the years, it still drives me mad. I just can't comprehend it. But I do love my Polish people. It is the way it is. Things are slowly changing, and what can you do? The second point is body distance in Poland. I am really phobic about personal distance. If you come too close, I feel awkward and I start to think of ways immediately of how to escape. It's just the way I am. I've tried to change it over the years, but I can't. I need a certain amount of body distance. And you know, according to online and different books that have written about it, the appropriate personal distance is about 1.5 feet or about half a meter. And in Poland, often these rules may not apply. The older generation especially feels comfortable getting really close in the zone. You know, sometimes they just go nose to nose with me and they talk, and wow, I feel really awkward, I feel really uncomfortable. And that's just something you're going to have to get used to here in Poland. It is tough, especially if you're phobic like I am about that distance. And you know, I think the prime example of where you'll find this problem is in supermarkets. While standing in the line or in the queue, these rules definitely don't apply, the body distance rules. I cannot count the number of times that I've been hit in the back with somebody's shopping cart. I'm still really struggling with that, and it's usually, again, the older generation. So body distance in Poland, a little bit closer to the point where sometimes you're uncomfortable, but with the younger society, they've kind of understood that, so shouldn't be a problem. The third point is Polish coins. You know, the paper money is pretty good. You've got paper money here and they're ordered. Every denomination of money is according to the size and the amount, a little bit smaller. It goes from small to large. So for example, we have a 10 or a 20 and it's been color coordinated. You've got a 20 here in pink color and it's got a circle to kind of help you know what bill that is. So it's smaller, it's a 20. We've got a 50 here. The 50 is a blue color and it's got a little diamond on it, so it is a little bit bigger than the 20, so it goes logically in order from smallest to largest. And then you've got really the everyday 100 zloty bill, and that's got a plus sign on top, and it is one of the larger bills. So very logical. I love the paper money. But when we come to the coins, the Polish coins, this is when we have a problem. You have here the order of basic Polish coins. We've got 1 grosz, 2 grosze, 5 grosze, up to the silver coins 10, 20, and 50. And as you can see, they're relatively close in size. They have the same surface, they feel the same, they're the same color. And looking at a distance and searching through your wallet when it's time to pay, I always struggle, especially with the 2 smaller coins. The 1 and the 2 are very much similar, and I always pick the wrong one out of there. The 10 and the 20 as well. And it's equally the same when you get to the 20 and 50. They're very close together in size, and being the same color, wow, it's confusing. So I go through my wallet very often. I pull it out in my hand, and sometimes I just stick out my hand like this to the cashier and I say, would you please count the coins? Just take what you need. Because it takes so long and I get flustered. There are people behind me waiting impatiently. Everybody's in a hurry to get out of the store. So coins cause me a bit of stress living in Poland. Polish coins need to be changed. But as we get into the bigger coins, like the 2 zloty and the 5 zloty coins and the 1 zloty, I don't have an example of that here, but it's a silver one. They're very distinguishable, so you don't confuse these. But the smaller amounts, from the 1 grosz to the 50 grosze, is really a headache for me, so take that into consideration. Coins are also problematic in shops. I would safely reckon that about 80% of the time you'll be asked to search for change. And if you do not have change, the cashier will always make a sour, frustrated face at you. Every single time they ask for change, do you have 37 grosz or whatever? I say, oh no, I don't have any. They kind of sigh, they exhale, and okay, maybe you'll pay with a credit card or a bank card. Okay, I can pay with a credit card or bank card. We do it that way. And I've had a time, I was at the seaside recently, I didn't have the right change, I didn't have any bank cards with me, and the lady literally asked me, maybe you'll come back later when you have some money, the exact change. I didn't go back to the store, I canceled the transaction and just left. So change can be a real problematic point for you when you live here. My advice is to get yourself a wallet with a coin pouch. They're almost impossible to find back in the US, but here in Poland, the leather wallets almost always come with a little coin pouch for men where you can keep your coins in there and be prepared for the time that you're going to have to produce change. The fourth point that drives me completely insane about eating out in Poland, Polish napkins. If you've ever been to Poland, you know exactly what I'm talking about before I even start talking. But let me fill you in if you've never been here. In a lot of restaurants still today, there are napkins, if you want to call them this way. They are kind of square pieces of transparent, very thin, non-absorbent paper that are kind of twisted in a way and stuffed into this clamp device. And if you're not aware of how to get these napkins out, you're going to have real problems. Let me give you a great example of the right way and the wrong way to do this. Now, I just want to tell you, first of all, that I have a master's degree in business, and these napkins still give me fits today. If I'm not focused on how to do it, I will make a mess at the table. The wrong way is to go along the long side of the napkins and just try to remove one. You cannot do it that way. You have to take the napkins, turn it toward you where you're looking at it in a vertical fashion. Put your finger in the opening of the napkins and remove a napkin from the inside of that opening out. It is absurd. It is ridiculous. These napkins need to be ancient history right now. The fifth and final point, everybody needs to hear this point. Listen very carefully. If you are a Polish person and you meet somebody from England, from Australia, from the United States, from Canada, from any country that is quote unquote a richer country, do not ask that person, what are you doing in Poland? Isn't it better to live there? Don't you have better opportunities abroad? This question is the question you don't want to ask me. It drives me insane. I hate this question. I have a good job in Poland. I have my own business. I make pretty good money. My children love living here. I love living here. The winters are long and hard. That's true. But I asked them, I just turn the question back around. I say, okay, let's do it this way. Besides better money and besides better prices of petrol or gasoline, why don't you tell me what's better about living in America? I'm all ears. And usually the reaction in their face, they're just completely frozen. They have no idea what to say. Really think about it. What is better? Poland's in the European Union. You can travel all across Europe right now. There are many places to discover here. The same is true in America. A lot of beautiful places to see. So let's go through it. I really hope that this mentality of Poland is worse, Poland is bad, will change. Because honestly speaking, it's insulting to me and it's insulting to you to ask that question as a Polish person. So thank you for watching this episode. Please don't give me a thumbs down on this video. I'm just telling you the truth from my experience. I realize there's some things that are going to, touch a nerve with some people, but I'm being honest. I'm speaking from the heart about the country. Anyway, the most important thing is that you enjoy something with the video and you learn something today. So a lot more episodes coming out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. As I've heard in other videos, it's absolutely free. You have nothing to lose. So give me a subscribe, please. Thank you.